John 15:16, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may also give you. Call all Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to all you brothers out there on the highways and byways pushing this truth in truth and sincerity, risking your lives to do so. It's the brother Yawadon coming at you with a lesson. Hopefully, through the spirit, this is edifying. I just wanted to bring out a topic that's been weighing on me heavy on my spirit about the essence of the spirit, man, and how there's levels to this truth in the sense that it's a commandment for us to continue to grow and a commandment for us to continue to build ourselves up to be the best possible servants that we can be. All right. So in this verse here, it's seen that we were chosen, not by our own minds, not by our own will, but by the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, to be the most profitable servants possible, to fulfill a purpose. All right, to fulfill a purpose. We've been chosen out of this presently wicked world and have been awoken from our slumber to our nationality, to the future of America and the world, what to expect in the next world when the kingdom comes. It's a very selective knowledge. And if you're a part of GMS or affiliated camps, then you've been given the 100% need to know truth on a need to know basis. All right. It's very important for us to continue to grow and progress in this. This camp is beautiful because you have endless role models, brothers in the spirit that have been above you or have been in the truth fighting for decades, like the elder apostles of Great Millstone have, or even other examples of brothers in all around the world. You start at a very base level. Okay, you're born in the spirit after being awoken, and then you gradually grow into who the Lord is requiring you to be, to fulfill his purpose and to spread his word, to seal his elect. Matthew 12:18, behold my servant whom I have chosen, my beloved, in whom my soul is well pleased. I will put my spirit upon him, and he shall show judgment to the Gentiles. That's a part of what we do. It's a commandment for us to build ourselves up and be able to go out and teach the scriptures to all, fishing out there amongst all the nations, looking for the Lord's fruit, looking for his elect, or even trying to seal the 1/3 to help progress these prophecies, all going back to being a profitable servant who the Lord has loved. See, the Lord is not dealing with everybody. So if you're not a part of his beloved, he's going to let you sleep. But my servant whom I have chosen is ordained from the beginning of time for you to be doing what you're doing. Also, the level of progress and growth that you will obtain by pushing these scriptures and prophesying in the name of the Lord. Truly and correctly and sincerely, with all diligence. All right. We've been called into something that's much bigger than ourselves. Like take the prophet Jonah, for example. There's no way you can run from your destiny because it's predestinated. You have been chosen. You have been selected to take this truth and grow. All right. Some people aren't going to grow, though. Some people are going to be unprofitable fruit. And I'm going to grab that as well. Yahushua answered in John 3:3, Yahushua answered and said unto him, verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of Yahweh. All right, and this was the conversation that Yahushua was having with Nicodemus. All right, explaining to him in parabolic form and dark parables, because that's what this truth is about. And if the Most High hasn't given you wisdom to see through the scriptures correctly and truly, then you won't get it. You won't understand it. But if you have that ability with eyes to see and ears to hear, you'll understand what Yahweh Shai was saying. Be born again via the Spirit, not of the flesh. So in the second verse, Nicodemus saith unto him, how can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter the second time into his mother's womb and be born? So spiritually, you have to be on a certain level to understand these scriptures. And it's important that as a brother in this truth, or as a baby, or as a young baby, or a toddler, or even a young child in this truth, being born again, no matter what your carnal years are as far as age goes, to continue to do the best you can to progress in age in the spirit through the grace of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You take that beautiful woman wisdom, and if she's working with you through Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai to gain levels and to continue fighting, using that resistance of affliction in this world and persecution to obtain a higher level, and to always strive to push yourself to go to another level. It's just like a base of water. If it's stagnant and it doesn't have any flow to it, it spawns bacteria. It's an environment for fester. It'll fester and become, you can't consume it. It has to be, it has to be cleansed, it has to be filtered. All right, but running water, okay, moving water is the water that you would be looking to consume. And that's how this truth is. It's always moving. And the Lord's always pushing you to be better than you were before. And of course, no man is going to be perfect in the flesh, but it's important for us to realize that we need to try and be the best we can be. Be the best servants that we can possibly be unto Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And I speak for myself as well when I say that. All right? Because the higher you get in this truth, man, you aspire to be like the elder apostles of Great Millstone in a righteous way. You look at all the examples that you have in the truth spiritually, and you're in awe and amazement, and you hope, and you should want to strive to be the most profitable servant you can be. Born again, releasing the iniquities of the life that you led before. Doesn't matter what background you came from. Doesn't matter where or what you were doing. The most important thing is that when you hear this word and it hits your soul, what you do with it. All right, you're gonna hold the ball. You're gonna babysit the truth, or you're gonna live with the truth. You're gonna walk the walk, and you're gonna grow with the truth. Mark 4:1. And he began again to teach by the seaside, and where there was gathered unto him a great multitude, so that he entered into a ship and sat in the sea, and the whole multitude was by the sea on the land. And he taught them many things by parables, and said unto them in his doctrine, Hearken, behold, there went out a sower to sow, and it came to pass, as he sowed, some fell by the wayside, and the fowls of the air came and devoured it up. So in this reference, Yahweh Shai referring to spiritually seeds, man. That's what it is. When you're born again through the Spirit, it's like a mustard seed. All right, a mustard seed. It gets placed in your spirit, and you start off as a baby. All right, and then through nurturing and through following and loving and aspiring to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, and to be the best you can be, lo and behold, Yahweh Ratazah, that seed takes root, that your spirit will take root in this truth and be able to continue to grow spiritually through the Lord. You continue to grow. So when a seed germinates, it starts off and it's just a capsulized object, and once it receives the proper environment, all right, then it starts to set its root system. It's important to this lesson. I kind of wanted to establish that because Yahweh Shai is cold-blooded, man, in the sense of how he worded his statements. No word was ever wasted, and it's comparable to so many aspects of this world, and it's beautiful. All right, so some of these seeds, the fowls of the air came and devoured up. because birds will eat seeds off the ground. Seeds in the ecosystem will be spread via the wind or the air, or bees will take seeds and pollinate flowers and things like that. All right. Some of these seeds that get planted of the Lord, because it's his will, were eaten up. And the fowls taking the place of things of this world, carnally, distractions, things that might drag you out of the truth. You might be in the truth for a short period of time or even a long period of time, and you never really fully took root. And it says some fell on a stony ground where it had not much earth, and immediately it sprang up because it had no depth of earth. So a plant will need to establish a deep root system before it can actually grow above ground. And that's how some people are in the truth. They get brought into the truth, and that mustard seed is planted in their spirit to know who they are, to want to push the word and the law, statutes, and commandments and prophesy sincerely. But because that seed was not given the proper root, it didn't have an ability to withstand the formalities, I'll say, of this truth, in the sense of affliction. Wind being compared to affliction, the sun being compared to persecution. All right. So, if you don't have a root, then you're not going to be able to withstand the elements of what it's required for a man of the Lord to endure until the end. You're going to be rooted up. You're going to be sucked back into the earth. So it's very important for us to strive for mastery of the truth. You have to hunger for it. You have to want it in ways that you've never wanted anything else in life. All right. But when the sun was up, it was scorched, and because it had no root, it withered away. And the symbolism here towards a brother in the truth that did not take the proper root, because the Lord ordained that to happen. And the elements of the world, whether that be affliction or persecution, or your family coming against you, or your woman or your kids, okay, you people judging you, they look at you some type of way when you're out there prophesying, whatever the case may be, or even Satan and his many different snares and devices that he uses to try and pull brothers out of righteousness. It scorched that plant, and it withered away. Through the Spirit, it did not have the strength to endure, it did not have enough oil to keep his lamp lit. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked it, and it yielded no fruit. All right, you have things that you're preoccupied with in your life, and the Most High is a jealous God. Lord knows that we'll never be perfect, as bad as we may want to be. Lord knows we won't be perfect, but there's certain things that if you preoccupy, the Lord may deliver you up to. If you're not striving to progress to that next level in the truth, then you're stagnant, and you're in a position to be eliminated from the lineup, man. You don't want to be that God that's eliminated. Especially if you've been in this truth and you've been working and working and working and putting all this effort in, not that it's a problem to want to be a servant of the Lord, but going so long and so hard just to be choked out. Because the woman you've been dealing with is giving you a hard time, or you can't see your kids, or your family's bugging you because you're not spending time with them on American holidays. The limitlessness, the limit, there's no limit to this truth, man. And Satan is a roaring lion. He's doing anything and everything he can within his power through authorization of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to try and test the men of the Lord. And other fell on good ground and did yield fruit that sprang up and increased and brought forth some 30 and some 60 and some 100. So you can see through the Spirit, if you have eyes to see and ears to hear, who those men are, because they're still out there rooted firmly in the truth after years and decades. Okay, I'm speaking about the other apostles of Great Millstone. And other brothers in other camps that have been pushing this word truly and sincerely and have genuinely suffered great sufferings for the Lord's sake. All right, their fruit is evident. So you want to aspire to be just like that. And Lord willing, I want to be that way. I want to be the best that I can be for the Lord, not for vain reasons, but because of fear and because of expectation, man. You got to have that constant self-evaluation on yourself and say, am I chilling? Am I chilling? What do I need to, what can I do? What do I need to do? What would the Lord want me to do? It might not feel good. A lot of times I'll be beating myself up because, I'm not reading enough. I haven't fasted in a while or something. It's the Lord put the Spirit on me. I'll be hating myself, hating my flesh. Like, what the hell, man? This is unacceptable. You gotta drive yourself. You have to be driven. All right. You got to be on autopilot in the sense that your spirit is set on that course of being in the kingdom, man. Because chilling and dealing in the world in America is a death sentence, spiritually and physically. And he said unto them, he that hath ears to hear, let him hear. And when he was alone, they that were about him with the 12 asked of him the parable. So you see, there's people that don't see the scriptures, and scoffers will run their mouth, and because they are on a very low level in the spirit. Okay, isn't it not written that ye are not rich in the flesh, but rich in the spirit? And that's how you have to be. You have to be proud and not prideful of in the sense of like arrogance, but proud in the spirit to know that the Lord is dealing with you. I shouldn't say proud, but confident. Okay, because pride puffeth up, man. This word is not something that's given to everybody. So you have to push yourself and be like, well, I'll use myself as an example because I don't want to direct this on anybody in particular. It's not what I'm trying to do. But, I'll be in a sense where I'll beat myself up to where I'll be like, oh, I'm not going to make it, man. I'm not even going to try to be the elector. I'm not worried about that type of stuff, because I know I'm not good enough. I know I haven't done the things in my life that I should have been doing. I know the Lord is terribly mad at me and all the things that I've done in my life, in my past lives. You can't psych yourself out, man. Like that brother, Behold, I Come Quickly in California. Those brothers, one of the brothers put up a sit down, fuck that, woe is me spirit. And you gotta use the foundations. You gotta use other brothers, elder brothers, the elders themselves, to pick you up, to establish that root system, so that you don't take root immediately and then spring to the ground. You can't just jump in this and start running, man. You gotta crawl like a baby. All right, and then you start, speed crawling like my little girl, my daughter. You have a kid, brothers know. They start speed crawling around like little speed racers. All right, then they start learning how to walk. They might stumble. Okay, a righteous man falleth 7 times in the spirit. Little babies might stumble when they were learning how to walk. All right, and then they learn how to walk. And then when you're walking, then you can start worrying about jogging, and you can start worrying about running. Might be a little bit unorthodox. Your footwork might be off, but through practice and through diligence, you are easily able to attain that level of comfortability to continue to progress in that ambition to be the best you can be. And he said unto them, unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of God, but unto them that are without all these things are done in parables. So it's a mystery. It's locked in a box. Whether you think the Lord's name is whatever, or whether you think the Lord's name is this or that, if you truly do have the Lord's name and you believe that the men of GMS are the true prophets of the Lord in the flesh, then you have the spirit to progress, man, to push yourself to a higher level. In fact, it's expected of you to be the best you can be. You know, the time might be short. We don't have much time left on this side, but we're running a race of endurance. And through that endurance, you don't want to overpace yourself, but you don't want to be a slowpoke either. You know, all in all, the Lord's, going to have it already decided. It's already been written. But I wanted to make this video in hopes that, it be edifying. Watching myself in self-reflection, this subject has been weighing on my spirit. That seeing that they may perceive, that they may see and not perceive, and hearing that they may hear and not understand, lest any time they should be converted and their sins should be forgiven them. And he said unto them, Know ye not this parable? And how then will ye know all parables? The sour soweth the word, and the sour will be the Lord, man. Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Spiritually. Okay? He's planting these spiritual seeds in brothers' hearts. And when I say that, I mean in their minds, in their spirits, in their foundation, their inner parts. Putting that fire in brothers' spirits to know that we are the real children of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And these are they by the wayside where the word is sown. But when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts. So that's his job. We have all these different adversaries in the form of one main adversary, which is Satan. Okay, you have this physical incarnate in the earth, which is the so-called Caucasians, which are the Edomites. In the spirit, I say. All right, but the job of Satan is to try and sway you. He's trying to pull your root out of the ground. He's coming at you with intense wind and intense sun, trying to burn you up, to see if you have the integrity or the character to stand fast and have faith in the Lord, to know that if he's truly working with you, that your daily bread and your hope and your dream is that you might be forgiven and that the elect might be saved. All right. But some of those brothers, man, whether they're in other camps, they may wake up, man, because that root is great. They might not be above ground yet as far as growth, but see, that's how beautiful the Lord is. That's Matthew chapter 20, and me and the brother Yadazak were talking about that this week. You can come in at the last minute or come in and been working, and either way, if you're the elect, and your reward is sure. You earn that penny for the day if you're a good servant, man. And like brothers say, you'd be happy to just be a door holder in the kingdom. All right, you want to avoid Satan, though. Satan is out here scheming and been authorized through the Lord to put intense pressure onto the men of the Lord and those in the faith and sincerity. And it's only going to get worse. The storm is going to get worse before it gets better, brothers. And these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, who when they have heard the word immediately receive it with gladness, and have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a time. Afterward, when affliction or persecution ariseth for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. All right, and that's how it is. You may take to being a Hebrew Israelite, to realizing your nationality, to realizing your role in this world, in this present situation that we're in captivity in America and around the world. Okay, but when it comes to going out every Saturday, or whenever you go out, or teaching as it is commanded us, or to progress in the spirit, to attain that higher level of understanding and pray for that higher level of understanding, brothers will get offended, mainly because they have no root. The Lord has not rooted them to have the oil spiritually to endure. You got to picture it like a car. It has a half a tank of gas, and you're driving and you're trying to go across state. You know, if you don't have a car that is going to be able to have the mileage to project you into that location, then you're going to run out of gas. And the same thing applies to the spirit. You know, you need a certain network of foundation. As it is written, you can't build your house on sand, you have to build it on stone. What stone is that? Great millstone. All right. And these are they which are sown among thorns, such as hear the word, and the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, and the lusts of other things entering in, choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful. And these are they which are sown. Well, let me break this down real quick first. This is the things that will possibly choke that root system out of you. You know, there's all kinds of distractions in this system. This man has set up a perfect system for bread and circus. You know, but you have to maintain that focus. Like I said, you have to be driven. You have to have that tunnel vision. You know, as I said before, you know, what would the Lord want you to do? What would he expect you to do, seeing that he has chosen you to be a servant unto him? Not the other way around. We haven't been chosen to be awoken in this truth. The Lord has chosen us to fulfill this role. You know, are you going to be grateful? Are you going to be disobedient? That's all we've ever been. So, as it's written in Baruch, the 4th chapter, seek the Lord 10 times more. Because it was our mind to go away from the Lord. It was our mind to be astray and follow the ways of the heathen. And these are they which are sown on good ground. Okay, they have that soil, that good, rich, nutrient, prominent soil, you know, full of carbon and oxygen and nitrogen, the things that a spiritual plant will need to grow, such as hear the word and receive it and bring forth fruit, some 30-fold and some 60 and some 100. And nowhere in the entire nation of Israel do you see that except Great Millstone, starting with the elder apostles on down to the other brothers and other camps, pushing this word in truth and sincerity. They have that solid foundation, that solid root in the ground, to where they have fruit across the world and haven't even left their local zip code. And that's how the Spirit of the Lord is, man. That's how beautiful it is. That's how you can see who the Lord is really dealing with. Okay, who are the good fruits of the nation of Israel? Which camp has the good fruit? Because I won't even say talk, because talk is cheap, but what is evident? All feelings and all wants and thoughts aside, where is the evidence? It's beyond evident. All right. And these men have pushed and pushed and pushed and grown in the spirit and push other brothers to grow in the spirit. You know, you got to be on yourself at all times to make sure that you're progressing in this truth, to not be stagnant. Stagnant equals death. Movement equals life. Got to keep moving, man. Keep your hands up. I did have a couple more I wanted to grab, but I'm going to probably make that in another sit down, as I don't want this to be too long. I'll end on this. Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Will the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain? In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. So it's our main objective to be as far along in this truth spiritually and stably, or being as stable as possible before the Lord comes back. Doesn't matter if you wake up now or tomorrow or a second before Yahushua comes back. All right. But if you're in this truth, then you know who you are. It's our goal. It's our mission, our obsession to be the best that we can be, to strive for mastery unto the truth. Before Jacob's trouble, before this time like never before is about to happen to the earth happens, before this World War III and these nuclear missiles fall, before the famine and the pestilence, the cannibalism, the chaos, the torture, the screams of sorrow, pain and suffering in a carnal level, not just affliction spiritually, to be on the right level to withstand that. And the beautiful thing, it was already written, man. So this is just going through the motions. This is basically just a recital of the Lord's movie that we are all so humbly playing a part in. So play your part and grow. If it's in your spirit to grow, if it's in your spirit to burn, to fall out, so be it. And with that, I want to say shalom.